the Colombian national team finally released their squad for the last two games in World Cup qualifying against Bolivia and Venezuela. Some players we thought needed to be added and are missed. Other players were happy they are there. So, this is going to be our reactions to each player, starting with the keepers. Kevin Mier. So far, 86% of minutes played in Liga MX with Cruz Azul. He has not seen the best form, conceding goals that were honestly, with better keeping, he should have saved. 7 goals conceded in 6 games. But he already started against Peru. We'll see if he starts against either Bolivia or Venezuela. But in all, I do think he's one of our top 3 keepers, and he's one definitely for the future.
Yeah, he's the future. Only 25 years old, and these goals conceded, all aren't his fault. It's a problem. There's a little problem with his defense right now, but there's like 2 or 3 goals where he tried to come out and play either by getting out the box and trying to pass the ball or trying to dribble past an attacker, and he failed and conceded these goals.
Pretty much getting too overconfident with his feet, with his dribbling ability, and not being as cautious is what cost him a lot of these goals. But against Peru, he started, kept a clean sheet.
I do believe in the selección he wouldn't be making these mistakes, because I'm pretty sure he.
I mean, we saw against Peru he was very cautious, didn't really make a clear mistake. In fact, he saved Colombia in that big chance that Flores had, or they have Flores had to score, and he saved Colombia there. Yeah. But again, it's either going to be him or Camilo Vargas starting. Most likely it's going to be Vargas, because Vargas is the Colombian keeper right now with the most amount of minutes played. But all in all, Kevin Muir did deserve to get called up, even with his bad form, but still, given who's available, Kevin Muir deserves to be called up.
Yes.
Camilo Vargas is the keeper under Lorenzo that has started the most games for Colombia. So far, 67% of minutes possible with Atlas in Mexico. But in 4 games, conceding 13 goals.
And I saw most of the goals. None were really his fault. It just shows the terrible defense that his team has. But I do feel like there's a lack of communication between him and the defenders. So yeah, they have to fix that really quick, because 13 goals in 4 games, that's an average of like 3 goals per game.
Yeah, so again, not really a surprise to see Vargas here, even with the bad stats. He is, again, Lorenzo's most trusted keeper, and I won't be surprised if he's the one that's starting these last 2 games even. Definitely would be the starting keeper for Colombia at the World Cup.
Yes.
All right. So now our third keeper would be David Ospina. To some, he shouldn't have been called up because he should give his spot to another younger keeper.
He's part of the Club de Amigos.
Yes, our friend Vélez, our Club de Amigos. He's in Atlético Nacional so far with Colombia. We saw him have that terrible penalty shootout in the Copa Libertadores with Nacional that got them eliminated. Couldn't make a single save. And so far in 7 games in Colombia, gave up 6 goals.
Yeah. I think his time is up. I think it's not fair with the new goals, with the new goalies that we have. For example, Davis Vasquez. I do feel like he plays a role where he uses his past experience.
His history with the national team.
Yeah, and he has played in Arsenal, Napoli,
etc.
etc. But yeah, I do think his time is up, and honestly, it's not fair for the new goalkeepers that should already at least be with the selección to start gaining confidence. And this could, I don't know if this could backfire on us, but we'll see.
Well, I actually disagree. I think Ospina's most likely going to be the third choice keeper. Most likely either Vargas or Romero are going to be starting. And the third choice keeper doesn't really have a role to play in the national team. So I think he's just going to be here for, experience, being a presence in the locker room. So even if they do call up another keeper, that keeper's most likely not going to play. So that's why I don't really mind Ospina having another, last dance with Colombia. And again, I feel like he is a positive influence, unlike another player. Another player we're gonna get to later. But all in all, I don't mind Ospina because he's most likely not gonna play. So the person he's replacing won't play either. It's most likely gonna be Vargas or Mir anyway. Of course, the keeper that people do want to see get called up is Davis Vasquez. But the problem with Davis Vasquez is he hasn't played at all so far.
He is in AC Milan, and that already is Roma. I mean,
He got loaned to Roma.
Yeah, loaned to Roma, and that already that's already something positive because he did play a whole season with Empoli.
And yeah, he was very good at Empoli. And that was a bottom team.
Yeah, that was a bottom team, and he was crucial. He was starting. He was a starting goalkeeper for the whole season.
And I remember he helped eliminate Juventus in penalties in the Coppa Italia.
Yeah, and I do believe he has done merit to be in the top three starting goal in the top three goalkeepers for
Colombian squad.
Colombia, yeah.
I do think if he did get more playing time with Roma, as we see he hasn't had any, I do think he would have gotten called up. But again, since we already have Vargas and Mir competing for that top spot, I don't really mind the third choice keeper and Ospina.
But he's definitely the future. I could definitely see him being yeah. And I think even in 2 years, he could. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be top two. Top two.
He is Colombia's only goalkeeper in Europe as of now. And only 27 years old for a position that players do age better. But I do think once he gets more playing time, we're going to see him get that call up. But right now, it's okay. I think Ospina, Mir, and Vargas getting the call ups is good. Starting with center backs now, John Lukumi. We still have nightmares about what he did against Argentina. Faking that foul. Giving up that draw, those 3 points for Colombia, right? And again, he is club-wise, he is Colombia's best center back, and he has been getting 75% of the minutes so far in the Serie A with Bologna. He has that transfer saga with Sunderland, where
I think that finished.
Yeah, we don't want him to go, but he wants to go.
But no, I think that's it. They just gave him a salary increase.
Oh, okay.
And that's it. I think he's already Bologna. I think they want to make him the captain, if I'm not mistaken. So this will be an interesting year for Lukumi. And I do think Bologna.
They're in the Europa League?
Yes, they're in a better space or place than Sunderland because they're going to be competing in Europa League. They just won the Coppa Italia. So this and John Lukumi has a lot of merit.
To be starting. Yeah.
To
be at least called up. I do think he's definitely one of our 4 best center backs. And given his last season, he was our best performing center back in Europe. I do think national team wise, he needs to do more. Again, we saw against Argentina just the lack of concentration, faking that injury, and pretty much costing Colombia the win against Argentina. And it wasn't just that. You have games against Ecuador, Bolivia, where he could have had better defending to stop Terceros, to stop Valencia from scoring those goals. So his national team performance has to get better. But given what the other options are at center back, he is of merit to get called up for the national team. It's just we get to see him perform better for Colombia. Bring that intensity that he has in Bologna and do it with Colombia. We have Daniel Sanchez, who right now, in my opinion, is Colombia's best center back for the national team. in Turkey with Galatasaray, the biggest club in Turkey. 91% of minutes played so far in 4 games. Already scored his first goal for Galatasaray, which I'm not mistaken is their 4,000th goal in Turkey.
The 4,000
for Galatasaray in Turkey.
Scored by Davinson Sanchez.
Yes, who has more aerial game than Yerry Mina, who we'll get to later. Davinson Sanchez has redeemed himself with this move from Turkey. You know, with Tottenham, he was terrible for the national team. But since moving to Turkey, he's been Colombia's best center back. We saw that in the Copa America. And even with this, you know, bad patch of games for Colombia, he still is performing for the most part for Colombia. More so than John Lucumi. Definitely should be starting, in my opinion, for Colombia. And hopefully he can maintain himself with this, you know, trajectory. And I don't think he should make it move to another club in Europe. I think he should just stay put and Galatasaray, who love him. And yeah, just definitely deserves to get called up.
Yes, this has been almost like a 180 switch for him ever since he left Tottenham. He would get crushed every weekend by the fans. They were very harsh on him, and I think it affected his playing level. But yeah, this new club, he's doing good. Not only in the league, but he also I don't forget about the game that he played against Manchester United, where he scored in
in the Champions League.
In the Champions League. And so this Sanchez, I think this is the squad for Sanchez. And good thing he didn't go to Italy. I think Italy wanted him. No, I think this is the club for Sanchez.
And again, he is Colombia's best center back, so in my opinion, he should be starting. Mm-hmm. So I don't think anyone can question his call up.
No.
Yerson Mosquera, who, you know,
he was injured for almost a whole season.
Yes.
He got injured last year.
I believe it was against Aston Villa. Mm-hmm. Morgan Rogers came in with an injury.
Yeah.
Just ruined his season. And he was coming off of scoring against Argentina in Barranquilla.
Yes, he had just scored and then gets injured like a game or two after.
Yeah. For me, Yerson Mosquera is better than Lucumi.
Mm-hmm.
I think he, when healthy, should be the starting center back alongside Davinson Sanchez. Because he's more aggressive. He gets into players' minds, but he actually can play football well. Like, he's fast. He has aerial ability. He can pass the ball. He has all the physical attributes you want. When we saw it with Villarreal, like, he was very good for them.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was very expensive for the club. They couldn't afford him. So now Wolves have him. And I do like that he's only 24 years old. Again, he is the future. I could definitely see him being a starter in the next qualifiers, Copa Americas to come.
Again, he hasn't made an appearance so far this year in the Premier League, but that's because of injury.
Mm-hmm.
But in the Carabao Cup, he already has played a game, 80% of the minutes.
And they won that game.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So, and it's funny, the Wolves, who were in a bad run of form, finally won. They beat West Ham, I believe, right?
Yes. And then, surprisingly, without Mosquera in the Premier League, the Wolves have lost all 3 games.
So they are in desperate need of a new defender in there, and Yerson Mosquera can be that guy.
So they have to give him. Hopefully, they start giving him playing time, and I'm positive he would have positive outcome.
I honestly do think, given he's already started in the Carabao Cup, I would love to see him play against Bolivia and Venezuela alongside Sanchez, just to start getting that, partnership going, and to show to Lucumi that, hey, you keep doing, these bad mistakes, and you don't perform enough for Colombia, like, you're gonna get benched. So
yeah, I think it would become a healthy competition between them two, and I think right now Mosquera has the upper hand.
Right. Although most likely, given Lorenzo, he's gonna probably go with Lucumi, but I think Mosquera does deserve to get a start for Colombia. Right. Again, he just has the personality that I think would be better suited to accompany Sanchez. Sanchez is more passive. Mosquera is more aggressive. You see Lucumi, he's more passive. So I don't think two passive center backs is good. Have one aggressive center back, and have one passive center back.
Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, exactly. Just you need that difference in personality, in my opinion, to shape the back line. So Mosquera definitely deserves to get called up.
Yeah.
So next we have well,
we have another friend from Club de Amigos.
Yerry Mina, who, when it's all said and done, Yerry Mina scored one of the most
important,
I guess one of the most, screamed goals ever by Colombians. That goal against England.
Yeah.
But again, he's more known for his antics, his dances, rather than his actual ability to defend.
Yeah.
I think he's more here because of, similar to Ospina, experience, and the fact that he's still in Europe. I don't know how he's still in Italy, how he's still in Europe, but the guy's in Europe. He's 100% of minutes so far for Cagliari, who he helped to save from relegation. But again, his performance for the national team leaves more to be desired. He's not really doing enough, in my opinion, for Colombia.
Right. And I feel like just a couple days I heard that some of the goals scored in the past games against Colombia were individual mistakes, and I can only think of the goal that Paraguay scored on Colombia, and it was right when Yerry Mina came in.
Yeah, exactly. They were winning 2-0. They
2-0.
put him in.
Yeah, and it's like, again, like yes, the players are at fault, and like Yerry Mina is at fault here, but also Lorenzo, who makes these decisions that to us don't make sense.
I mean, you look at Mina, right? He's lauded for being a goal scoring threat, but he hasn't scored in a long time for Colombia. And when you couple that with his bad defensive performances for Colombia, not really adding much, you question his presence in the national team.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Carlos Cuesta, who hasn't been playing for Galatasaray, and he's trying to make a move to another club, but he's not able to. And you can be okay. Well, Yerry Mina's in Europe. He's playing. Cuesta's not really playing, so you can argue Mina deserves to be in there. But then you have players like Johan Romania, who in Argentina so far, 7 games, 100% of the minutes. And with Johan Romania, like, you can argue he deserves to be in there instead of Yerry Mina, a player that, he's 26 years old, he's still in his prime, playing in a quality league like Argentina, maybe not Europe, but still playing in the top league in South America, and arguably does deserve at least a shout out, a chance to play for the national team. We saw with Willardita as well in Cruz Azul, but he hasn't been playing well either.
And then out of the 7 games, he's had 5 clean sheets, which this is something definitely to be noted. I think Grêmio from Brazil and Vasco da Gama, I forgot which other team from Brazil, are fighting for Romania. Just that San Lorenzo doesn't want to sell him yet, or asking for too much money. But he definitely has been a crucial role in San Lorenzo.
Yes.
In the cup games, he's saved them. Just that San Lorenzo doesn't have a good
attack.
A good attack, and then this the results are either them going to penalties or losing the game.
So I said before, like, Mina's pretty much in there for his experience with the national team and the fact that he's still playing in Europe, but his performances with the national team don't really mirror him getting called up. So why not give a chance to Johan Romania to just show what he can do for the national team? And again, these are 2 games. Like, Mosquera, for one thing, is still coming back from injury. Cuesta hasn't been playing. Lucumi's playing like crap. So the only really trustworthy center back Colombia have is Davinson Sanchez. So why not give a chance to Romania, and why not partner up with Sanchez and see what they can do together? These 2 games for Colombia should be about, yes, qualifying to the World Cup, but you're playing against Bolivia, who, if you beat, you're pretty much in there already.
Right.
I think you have some leeway to, you know, work with the lineup a bit, change some
Right.
people around.
Something I want to note is that in the last 20 games for San Lorenzo, there's only been a difference of one goal between either them winning or losing. There's only been or tying. There's only been a difference of one goal. So this definitely talks about the defense. They have a good defense. Romani's a good defender, but it also talks about the attacking.
Yes.
Yeah.
So again, the center backs were Mosquera, Sanchez, Mina, and Lukumi. We personally would take out Mina and put in Johan Romania.
Mhm.
You know, again, someone that can. We want to see how he can perform for the national team, especially when other players are coming back from injury or haven't been playing well for the national team.
Yeah.
So
This is definitely he's definitely one to keep an eye on. I'm pretty sure Lorenzo knows this, but some friends way more than others.
yeah, Mina, the Club de Amigos. All right, so continue on from center backs now to our left backs.
Yes, someone I've also wanted. It had to take David Machado getting injured
Yes,
for Alvaro Angulo to fill the position,
to get called up.
to get called up. Right, because we don't know if he's gonna start. Most likely not. Most likely it's gonna be
Mojica.
Mojica.
But again, we're happy that he's finally here.
Yeah, because he definitely deserved this call up, along with someone we're gonna mention after. But definitely, this is a left back that is very aggressive. He attacks. He scored goals. He scored a goal that eliminated Boca Juniors
Yes.
in Copa Argentina. So this is a very aggressive.
He's very like one of the things I criticize Mojica for is that he doesn't do enough offensively. Like he does these simple passes but doesn't do enough crosses, doesn't try to score.
Exactly. Yeah.
Angulo is someone that is aggressive. He does try to score. He does put in crosses. And I do think that's someone that, you know, that's a different profile that Colombia needs. You know, we're seeing Colombia maybe not get enough from that right or left back position. So again, I would like to see Angulo, you know, and he's only 28 years old. He's still in his prime.
Yes.
And he's doing well in Mexico. Already got his goal. 54% of minutes played so far. Still probably adjusting to the league.
Mm-hmm.
But when he was in Argentina, he scored in the Copa Argentina. Scored multiple times in the Apertura in Argentina as well. And just a different type of player than Mojica. A player that can do more offensively.
Yeah, and in all three teams that I've seen him in, Nacional, Independiente, and now Pumas, this guy is always appearing on the field. Like, I don't see him hiding.
Right, he's always making his presence known. He's playing good, playing decently, and you know I give credit to Mojica for his defense, but I do think Colombia need a more offensive left back.
Yes.
Definitely someone that can help Diaz on the left side of the pitch.
Because it will be the perfect complement, because he in one side we will have, in the right side we will have Daniel Munoz,
yes.
and then we on the left Alvaro Angulo.
Yeah.
I cannot see Colombia not being unstoppable.
Right. And again, we haven't seen Diaz really get a lot of support on the left side since Yaro Moreno.
Yeah,
and that
Yaro
was
Moreno,
like last
they
qualifying
were the
cycle.
Perfect duo. They understood each other.
We saw that against Chile.
Yeah, they understood each other. They and only a matter of games or like training sessions. Like they've only like in one convocatoria.
They were able to just build chemistry.
Yeah.
And with Johan Mojica, I feel like he doesn't do enough to help Diaz on the left side. So why not give a chance to Angulo?
And Mojica plays terrible around opponents that we consider easy, like Bolivia, Ecuador, Peru. Except Mojica against Brazil.
In Argentina,
this
surprisingly.
guy grows. This guy is like
defensively.
Yeah, defensively.
Defensively, he does very well. I mean, I remember David Machado was getting cooked by Brazil,
and then they swapped him in the second half,
and he shut down the attack. But again, it's the lack of offense that we got to see more from
Right.
Mojica to help Diaz, because Diaz too many times he's isolated and too many times
Right.
he has to do much by himself.
Right now, I'm thinking about 2 plays where Mojica managed to get to the last half of the
The last third of the pitch.
yeah. And I think everybody was expecting him to cross the ball, and I think he decided to like just pass it back.
Yeah.
So it's like these little things where he doesn't risk enough, and there's games where you really have to risk.
And again, so far, yes, he is in Spain with Mallorca, 71% of minutes in 3 games. But again, with his national team performance, he should be in there. We both believe he's better than Machado, but I think we've seen enough from him to know that he's not going to do enough offensively.
Right.
And why not give a chance to Angulo to see if he can have some sort of chemistry with Diaz, and see if he can add another goal scoring threat for Colombia.
Right, and this will be a perfect opportunity for both to enter in competition. Bolivia, I think, is the perfect opponent to exercise this on. So let's see what Lorenzo does. Most likely, Lorenzo would not want to put somebody new. But yeah, this is a guy that always surprises us with his decisions.
Yeah. So again, for the most part, our both left backs should be here with Mojica and Angulo. We're happy with them. Thankfully, Machado got injured, because I don't think Machado. We saw that miss against Argentina, and overall he hasn't done anything to merit getting called up.
But
so
you know what's crazy? I'll pick Machado over Mojica.
yeah,
Yeah. Like, club wise, I'll pick Machado.
oh no, yeah, definitely.
Club wise.
National team though.
But national team, yeah, it's a debate. And I think even Lorenzo has a hard time because he's always picking them for like he's always swapping them for games. Just that in the past experiences, it shows us that against teams that we think that Colombia would beat, Mojica does bad. So
Yeah.
in this logic, Mojica might do bad against
Bolivia. So
and
again,
Venezuela.
let's see what Angulo can do. I mean, he's 28 years old. Mojica's 33. He has a different profile, and let's see if we can just help Diaz a bit more offensively.
Right.
Colombia's already a team that scores goals,
Mm-hmm.
but they also leak goals. So why not add another offensive threat for Colombia if they can't, fix the defense?
Exactly.
So again, both of our left backs we approve of.
Yeah.
Now start going to our right backs now. Our top guy, Dani Munoz, who's already built up quite a resume with Crystal Palace, already winning the FA Cup and the Community Shield. FA Cup against Manchester City, winning man of the match, and he was voted by the fans and the players as Crystal Palace's player of the season. And then he won the Community Shield against Liverpool, right? And so far, in 3 games against, in 3 games in the Premier League, he has 100% of the minutes played so far. And in Conference League qualifiers, 2 games, 100% of the minutes as well. And as I said, the Community Shield, he's already played.
Yeah, this is a guy that I think he played a crucial role on 2 out of 3 of the only trophies that Crystal Palace has won in
their entire history.
In the entire history, and I think Munoz plays at least a quarter of a role in those in this trophy. This is the guy that I think should be in a bigger team.
Right. But his age is what's holding him back, although I think he still has enough years.
He's in his prime. He's in his prime. I guess the fact that he costs 25 million, maybe.
Yeah, according to Transfer Market.
Yeah. But he's in his prime. I think a soccer player's prime is 27 to 30. Some could be the exception, 31, 32. Look at Salah.
Mm-hmm.
Salah had his best season just last year.
But again, Munoz is someone that, definitely in club-wise, he's one of the best right backs in the Premier League, arguably top 3, and he is Colombia's best right back. I still have, I haven't forgiven him completely for what he did against Uruguay, hitting Ugarte with his elbow,
yeah.
getting that red card, and then missing the final. And he was just celebrating with Maluma in the final instead of,
Right, instead of just being like
more serious.
Yeah. So this, I think after that he really thought about his mistake.
He matured.
He matured. And at least club wise, he's showing it.
Yeah.
Because these 2 trophies came after
the Copa America.
After this, after that tragic event.
Yeah.
But this is a guy that he's always a starter for Colombia. This is a guy that Colombia has been blessed with, and hopefully he as a professional in these games to come.
And again, he's gonna be with Palace in the Conference League, so I think they have with a manager like Glasner, they have a definite chance to win that title. Yeah. The only negative with Munoz is that I think he's suspended against Bolivia with yellow cards.
Yeah, he has a yellow card.
So we're gonna see the other 2 right backs that they called up, who
and that's Santiago Arias.
Who honestly, here's the thing, I don't think Santiago Arias should have been called up. Honestly, I think we saw in that final against Argentina, he's passed it.
But I think he actually played good against Argentina. There was a great opportunity he had to center the ball or shoot, and he makes goals in Bahia. In Bahia, I've seen him scoring. I've seen him getting assists, and in the selección, I don't know what happened. I did like him more before he got injured against Venezuela, I believe. Where he was injured for like 2 years, I think, or 3 years.
Yeah, he missed. He was playing well with, I believe, Leverkusen, right?
Yeah, Leverkusen bought him. Was it Leverkusen?
Yeah.
Bought him? And then Venezuela just like, I think he breaks his.
He broke his
ankle or
his leg, pretty much.
His leg, And he was out for like 2 or 3 years, and then he ended up, after being in Germany, he ends up being sold to the MLS. Remember?
Yeah.
And this is.
Was it Cincinnati, right?
Yeah. And Cincinnati, but I think they won the.
Yeah, they had Yerson Mosquera too on that team. And now he's in Bahia in Brazil.
Yeah. So again, I think I do like him. I do like Arias. Just that I think his time has passed. Sadly, after the injury, he hasn't been that much of the same. But he's had games where he's been important for his team, for Bahia. So
far in Serie A, he has 24% of minutes played, 9 out of 20.
So games. he's a sub. He's a bench player. He's benched in in Serie A. But in the Copa, there's the Copa Brasil. He plays most of the time. Well, 40% of the time. 40%
of the minutes,
But that's for this season. Last season, I think he's had way more games.
Right. Yeah. Again, Copa Sudamericana. Again, 2 games so far, 100% of minutes. 41% in Campeonato Baiano. They have Brazil has so many competitions.
Yeah.
I do. I respect the Arias for his trajectory, what he's done in the past for Colombia. I felt like I would have wanted to see another player over him, like Ocampo. We'll get to in a second. But again, Munoz is a different starter. But without Munoz, who's going to be the backup? I personally don't think it should be Arias. But the manager does like Arias' experience.
As much as I like Arias, I would have to agree with you here. He's already 33 years old. He's not someone that I could see playing in the World Cup. We have players younger and more aggressive in
our country.
In our country, and one of them is Andres Felipe Roman, who
he should have been called up earlier because I feel like he was better.
Yes.
Right.
Last year, again, this is I heard somewhere that Lorenzo calls with delay.
Yeah.
This is somebody who definitely deserved the call up 2 years, or even definitely last year. Last year he had a terrific season, and then this year he's had a couple hiccups, but now he's being called up instead of being called up last year. And last year he definitely would have been given Munoz competition. I'm 100% sure. This year Munoz is in any given day
far and away the best right back
Yeah.
Colombia have. Again, Roman got called up with delay. When he should have gotten called up, he didn't get called up, and now when he's a bit worse, he gets called up. Truthfully, I haven't really paid that much attention to Roman or Nacional, but again, and so far in Colombia, 32% of the minutes played. Right, Copa Colombia, 61% of the minutes played.
with a goal.
With a goal. Libertadores with an assist, 98% of the minutes played. I do have a other player that I prefer over both Arias and Roman, but he unfortunately didn't get called up. And we're gonna go with Edier Ocampo, who's in the MLS. This is a player I do think is
The future.
the future at this position at right back. 21 years of age. We saw him in the sub-20
Yeah.
in the World Cup,
Mm-hmm.
where Colombia got to the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And he was a part of that team,
Yeah.
but he played good in that tournament. And again, 70% of the minutes played so far in the MLS.
24 games.
24 games with the Vancouver Whitecaps. He has a goal. Doesn't have any assists. But again, this was a player that helped the Vancouver Whitecaps get to the final of the CONCACAF Champions Cup, right?
Right.
Where they did get blown out by Cruz Azul. But the fact that the MLS team got there like Whitecaps shows you how good he was. And, you know, how good the team was to get there. Because that's not a team that has a history of performing well internationally. And, again, 70% of minutes played so far in the MLS. I definitely believe he should be given a chance, but he wasn't called up, unfortunately. It looks like the manager doesn't like people from the MLS.
But I'm pretty sure he's only 21 years old. That's something to highlight.
Yeah.
I do see him being called up in 2 or 3 years.
Like, definitely after the World Cup.
Yeah.
I do think I would have liked him over Arias and Roman.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the manager doesn't like to pay attention to people without that much experience, or there's playing like in the MLS.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, he didn't get called up. But I do think in the future, hopefully, he does get called up. Again, this is someone I would have wanted over Arias or Roman. So for right backs, we both like Munoz. Do you like Arias? I'd take out Arias and put in Ocampo.
I think this is Arias last. Like just like Ospina, this is Arias last.
Okay, for
rodeo.
experience, fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, I think he's gonna play. We have Venezuela as our opponent.
So Munoz is gonna be.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Damn. I would have liked Arias to get his sweet.
So he probably goes against Bolivia and then Munoz against Venezuela.
Yeah.
Do you take out Roman for Ocampo, or do you think Ocampo should have been
I think
avoided?
has Ocampo been called up for any
No.
friendlies?
I don't think so.
So I think we have 4 friendlies before the year ends. Ocampo better be called up.
Okay.
Ocampo better be no starting 11 should be called up for any friendlies. Like this, I would want to address this.
Against Mexico, right?
Yeah, we have friendlies against Mexico, Canada, an African team, most likely Nigeria,
Okay.
and Australia.
Right. So yeah. So you would want them to get caught up later then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So continuing on to midfield. We're going to start with Richard Rios, who has been having a great performance and a great start to his career with Benfica. Richard Rios, again, alongside Lerma, he is Colombia's best midfielder, and he's earned that spot even before the Copa America. And so far with Benfica, in 3 games, 91% of the minutes played, always been in the starting 11. In Champions League qualifying, he did start both games against Fenerbahce, and he had a great performance in his last game against Fenerbahce, the second leg,
Right.
where he won man of the match, right? Eliminating Duran's team. You have anything to add to this? I think it's a slam dunk. He has to be in here.
No, yeah. Rios had a couple games. He had a couple hiccups. In the selección where his level fell off, and he definitely picked his rhythm back.
Against Argentina, he was great. Yeah.
He was great. And one thing that is interesting is almost usually after every Benfica game that he's played, he's been praised by fans and by articles um in the Portuguese.
Yeah, in the Portuguese league. And again, like he's already won the Portuguese Super Cup against Sporting, where he had a hand in the goal. I think he had the pre-assist. Helps Benfica qualify to the Champions League over Fenerbahce, and having a man in the match performance in the second leg. And again, I would say he's maybe the best performing Colombian so far in Europe. Maybe even over Diaz and Munoz.
One thing I like about Rios is he's definitely crucial whenever the defenders go all the way to the back and like block, like stand in front of the goal. He's one that shoots from outside.
Yes, yeah.
So that's something to highlight, and I think he will be crucial against Bolivia, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna be playing with 6 defenders, and he's definitely I'm pretty sure Rios is gonna have at least 2 shots from outside.
Yeah. So far with Colombia, he's got 2 goals. I remember the goal against Panama, right?
Yeah.
The beautiful goal he scored.
From outside, right?
Yeah, from outside. And again, that's something Colombia lacks. People that have enough courage and ability to shoot and score from outside.
Exactly. Yeah.
So again, easily a starter for Colombia, and arguably the best performing Colombian so far in Europe this season. So obviously deserve to get called up. Continuing next with Jefferson Lerma, his partner in crime in the midfield. Already, again, like Munoz, won the FA Cup, won the Community Shield. The difference, though, is that he hasn't been a starter like Munoz, though.
Yeah, last year he was more of a starter. This year they have him coming off the bench.
Right.
But when he gets subbed in, he seals the game. Like, he usually gets subbed in to maintain the score of the game, and that's what happens. Like, they really get scored on when he gets subbed in. I think this is something to give merits to.
He's definitely like a defensive substitute for Crystal Palace. Again, 23% of the minutes so far in the Premier League for them, but he is coming off the bench and being like another like extra defender, sometimes as an extra center back.
Yes.
For Colombia, on the other end, he is a bona fide starter.
Yeah.
He's Colombia's, arguably their most important player.
Yeah, this is definitely he's the backbone of Colombia. He's the backbone. Colombia does not know how to play without him. That's also something to fit and try to.
Yes. Again, we saw Lerma, like, I remember in the Copa America, he was the one that scored the goal to eliminate Uruguay and to get Colombia to the final. And many times, I remember like back in the last qualifying cycle, people didn't want Lerma. People didn't like Lerma. And now we see with Lorenzo, that's one of the few things that get Lorenzo. He did, change Lerma and made him one of the more better players for Colombia.
Yes. Look, you could definitely see the confidence Colombia has with Lerma in the field. It's almost like they don't mind messing up offensively because Lerma is gonna recover the ball.
Yeah. And Lerma, again, he's quietly having a solid career in Europe. Like, he's been in, Levante in Spain?
Yeah, he was in the second division of Spain.
Yeah. Then
he ascends with them.
To first division.
To first division.
He's in Bournemouth for a while, and now with Crystal Palace, helping him win titles.
Yeah.
Again, he has a bit of longevity in Europe, which is nice to see for Colombians, because usually they last a few years, and then they go back to South America or MLS. Lerma is one of the few Colombians that's, been able to maintain himself for multiple years in different leagues, different clubs in Europe. And again, this is one of Colombia's better midfielders alongside Rios. Definitely a starter and obviously deserved to get called up for the national team. We have nothing really more to add for Lerma. Now continue on with Kevin Castaño. A player I like a lot, but hasn't been having a good form lately.
Yeah, I think he's fell off a little bit. Hopefully he fixes that. And it's kind of, I don't know what's the word. It's kind of sad because
disappointing.
It's kind of disappointing because the Marcelo Gallardo from River Plate asked for Lerma, and River Plate got Lerma from Russia, which I think is a good move.
Castaño.
Castaño, sorry. And this guy, I don't know, he
Like-
hasn't got good.
Like in the
good games.
beginning, when he first got there, he was playing very well. He was
Yeah.
like the heart of the midfield. But as of late, for whatever reason, he's been performing badly. I don't know if there's an injury he's hiding, or what's happening, but he's been performing badly. Like, very disappointing for him because for me, he's one of Colombia's more talented midfielders. I loved him when he made his debut, in 2023 against Ecuador, against Paraguay, against Brazil when he was performing well in qualifying. Then he goes to Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Loses his starting spot in the lineup, misses out the Copa America as a starter, is a bench player, goes back to Argentina, and we saw him against Argentina in the last qualifying game.
Right.
He had a great game. He won the red card against Enzo Fernandez,
Right.
and he also won a tattoo on his forehead. He gets subbed up, but he had a great performance against Argentina. But club-wise, for River Plate, he's been bad.
And this is the weird duality Colombian players have. Like, it's only a handful that play good for the club and the national team. So hopefully he comes back because he really faded.
I mean,
He faded back a little bit.
so far in Argentina, he has 93% of the minutes in 6 games. In Copa Argentina, 67% of the minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So he does have playing time. He is in form. He's just club-wise.
Just that I saw his ratings after these games in Argentina, and he averaged out like a 6.0, 6.5, which is
so
not
just-
so good.
Yeah, just slightly above average.
Exactly.
But for a player that they paid a lot of money for
Yes.
him, he should be
Because
getting
in
higher.
transfer market, he's valued at 8 million, but I think they paid like 10 to 11 million.
Yeah.
I believe so. That's a lot of money.
Again, I don't know if they're gonna roll him out again in the midfield like with Lerma Rios against Argentina,
Right.
or if they're gonna bench him for someone else. But
Right.
who do you take out? Castaño for?
Right. The positive is he's only 24. This is the future. I think anybody from 24 and under is the future of Colombia. Colombia needs to start calling these people, give these people playing time. And Castaño, I could definitely see him in the next call ups.
Yeah, I mean, again, Castaño is one of my favorite players.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I liked what I saw from him when he first got to Colombia, and even in the last game against Argentina. Hopefully, his bad club performance doesn't follow him to the national team. And again, I would love to see him again with Lerma Rios against Bolivia to see if they can maintain that dominance, or at least that tactical game plan they had against Argentina, where they shut them down for like the first half. Not playing well, but I do like him getting caught up. To continue on, Juan Camilo Portilla from Talleres.
Yeah, this is a guy who, I don't know, he's against Ecuador. He had an exceptional game. And
He was like one of Colombia's better players, but even then, I don't think that says much because everyone was bad that game. I mean, I remember his involvement in the goal where he didn't I feel like he didn't track back enough to capture Valencia.
right, but I wouldn't blame the goal on him. The goal is definitely passes more through Lukumi,
Yeah. Okay.
and yeah, this Portilla. I do like Portilla. I don't think he has enough merit to be starting 11 because his club team is going through a rough patch as well. Talleres de Córdoba, and this is the guy who I'm not mad about him being called up. I think he should be there. I think he should be there.
Again, so far in Argentina, 70% of the minutes played out of 7 games. In Libertadores, 85% of minutes in 6 games. Personally, I'm not really that high on Portilla, really. But again, like who can you replace him with? Like Deosa's injured, or he hasn't played yet. He hasn't had playing time with Betty so far.
Betis, yeah.
I would have liked to see him over Portilla, but again, no playing time, so hard to justify getting called up. I did like Portilla against Argentina.
Right.
When I think that was his debut. He made like a off the bench. He played very well against Argentina.
No, yeah. This is not a player that I think needs more playing time to solidify his call up
To justify his call up,
yeah. But I think he has his spot well deserved. I've seen him play in Argentina, and he plays well. He plays well, and I wouldn't be surprised if he moves to a bigger team. He's only 26 years old, and let's see what happens.
All right, so continue on to someone that well, we both don't think shouldn't got called up, Jorge Carrascal. This is a player that has consistently, been given chances and opportunities to play in official games in qualifying for Colombia, but he has done nothing with it really.
Right. I wouldn't blame Carrascal. I think it's what Lorenzo tells him to do that messes him up or doesn't give him the complete freedom. And why do I say this? Because in official games, he's been bad, but in friendlies, he's been good. And I think in friendlies, Lorenzo lets him play how he wants to play, how he knows how to play. In official games, Lorenzo kind of throws an anchor at him, and he's tied down by an anchor. And this is something that the coach has to fix, because obviously the coach sees something in him that we don't see. Something that I saw when he used to play in River. In River, Carrascal was flying. He was flying. Gets sold to Russia. I wouldn't say his level went down, but it stayed the same. And now Flamengo bought him, the biggest club in South America, I think. One of the biggest clubs in South America.
Definitely by the amount of fans they have, they're the biggest.
So, let's see. This will be interesting to see how this plays out in the future.
So far in Brazil, he has 11% of the minutes played in 5 games. And again, this is a player that, he came from Russia, wasn't really, I wouldn't say he was killing the Russian league. Did have his goals and assists, but again, it's Russia. Makes the move to Flamengo, which I like the move a lot. I think it can revitalize his career. But again, this is someone that, given the amount of chances they had, I would rather see a Yasser Asprilla get the chances over Carrascal. And Asprilla didn't get called up, but Carrascal, you saw, got called up. Definitely, he was named the Colombian Neymar, and somebody that he's only 27 years old, so he can still turn it around.
Mm-hmm.
But and again, against Bolivia, Venezuela, these are two teams that if he's given more liberty, he possibly can perform well. I personally don't think he should have been called up, but you do like him a lot more than I do. Continue on. Well, Yasser Asprilla, like I just said, I would rather have a Yasser Asprilla over a Carrascal. 54% of minutes played with Girona in 3 games. They have not been playing well whatsoever.
Yeah, so why wouldn't I pick him over Carrascal? Because I've seen his last 3 games. He doesn't look motivated. He looks like I don't see him wanting. I don't see him like fighting a lot. He's just playing. It looks like he's playing to play. I don't know.
I feel as though
I don't see him with hunger.
I feel as though the manager has a lot to do with that too. Like how you said, Lorenzo with Carrascal. I feel like Michel, his name in Girona. I don't think the guy he publicly criticized them, saying he should do more, but he also placed Asprilla out of position, not really a number 10, more on the wings. And I feel like it's that structure that's really hurting Asprilla. And unfortunately, he's their biggest ever signing, so they're not gonna let him go.
But this is where it sucks where players go through this, because how does the club spend this amount of money? They spend over 20 million on getting him, and then make him play a position that he's not.
Yeah.
So that really has gone south.
It's like the manager and the board are not on the same page. Like the board wanted him, but the manager looks like he doesn't want him.
Yeah, and it's like, and in I could compare the situation to James in Rayo Vallecano.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But then I think Asprilla has the upper hand in this situation because this is an expensive signing where when you pay this much money for a player and being a small club of Spain, you have to play the player. The player is not going to be a sub. The player has to be one of your main players.
Yeah.
So either the coach gets sacked because they're really, I think they've lost like the first 3 games if I'm not mistaken. So either the coach is gonna get sacked, and most likely this new coach would let Asprilla play more freely, but it's only a matter of time to see what happens.
Right. So again, this is somebody I would like to see in the national team. I do think he has more talent than Carrascal, and I do think he is the future number 10 for Colombia. With Duran's collapse, I definitely think he's perhaps like the most talented young Colombian. Continuing on, we have El Capitan.
El Capitan amigo.
You know what? Let's save James for a bit later. Let's go to Miguel Monsalve. If Asprilla, if it wasn't for Asprilla, you can argue Monsalve is another person that should deserve to get caught up, like Asprilla. In Brazil, hasn't had that much minutes, 15% of minutes played with Grêmio, but he does have an assist. Definitely, when he in last season, I felt like he had much more offensive impact. But
I think I don't know if it's his age or what, but he's only 21 years old, so that's something to highlight. It seems like he's more in the projects for the future. They're molding him to what they want him to be. And I like with Monsalve, I would have more patience compared to Asprilla, and I've seen him play. He does everything well.
I've heard Grêmio fans want him to get more minutes too.
Yeah, and that's I wouldn't argue against that. Just that I don't know, maybe I'm not so mad with what's being done against him compared to Asprilla, but I believe if he gets called up to the selección, he will have more time to.
Maybe a player that with more development time, like you're saying, does deserve more of a call up, but maybe now it's too soon. Maybe, but I do think he's one to watch through the future, definitely.
And then and I'm sure once he gets called up to the selección and he shines, and if he shines, there will be no reason to keep benching him in whatever team he's playing.
Right. So again, Monsalve maybe is a bit too early to get called up, but with a bit more time and patience and more.
A guy who definitely has to be called up in these next friendly games.
Yeah, against Mexico, Canada, when everyone's gonna be playing their B teams, we'll see. So continue on with Juan Fernando Quintero, who did fortunately get called up, but almost never plays with Lorenzo.
Right. So now in River, he has this marvelous performance. They keep saying that he does this magical plays. They call him, every time they talk about his play, they say
Mago.
That Maya pasó, that magic happened.
Oh, okay. Magia
and
pasó.
This is a player that's loved by River Plate's coach.
Yeah.
And
I think he brought him in 3 times already, right?
Yeah, this is the third
stint with the club.
And I don't know, in the selección, it seems that only James chooses who to play, and nobody is. And if you play in James' position, good luck with that.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help that when he finally did get the chance to play at the start against Uruguay, he scores a free kick goal, which was the first time Colombia scored a free kick in I think since like Cuadrado in the
Yeah.
Copa America
So
2021.
not even James scores, and he's Colombia's main player by because Lorenzo wants him.
Yeah, so Quintero gets his first start in how long, scores a free kick goal, but they go on to lose that game, unfortunately,
Unfortunately,
with like different scenarios.
with Quintero, I like the fact that us fans do want him to play. There's chants when Colombia played against Paraguay of the whole stadium chanting for Quintero to get subbed in. The coach did not take out James. What happens? We lose we tie 2-2 against Paraguay.
Oh yeah.
Quintero, I think Quintero was that player to get called up and maybe untie the game, give us the win.
Yeah.
But again, that's yet to be seen because he
almost never gets playing time.
And then Quintero and River, you guys have to watch him play. This guy has his moments where he makes this one or two passes that result in potential goals.
Yeah, Quintero has an X factor, right?
Mm.
Him along with Diaz. For me, those are the two Colombians that are like the most capable of changing the game out of nowhere.
Right.
Like they can get a pass, have all these defenders, and score a goal out of nowhere. And like again, when you're playing against Ecuador and you're 1-0 down, and they have the best defense in the world, Quintero's the perfect player and perhaps Colombia's best player in unlocking that type of defense. Again, with Paraguay or with Brazil, like if you want to sit back and defend, or like I feel like he's a different type of player than James, right?
Yes. I want to add, just like Rios, Quintero is another one that shoots from outside. Quintero loves shooting at the goal from outside. He has this bullet of a shot that I think he shot at the goal and in the Sudamericana, and the goalie blocked it, but he hit it hard enough where the goalie wasn't able to catch it, just like
Or ricochet off it,
and then attacker came and scored.
Right. Again, Quintero is someone that definitely can change a game out of nowhere, and as I said before, when you're playing against a tough defensive team like Ecuador that don't want to attack, you put a Quintero in because I feel like he's the perfect type of player or Colombia's best player to unlock that type of defense. For me, he has a better through balls than James.
Right.
Better shot than James. Better dead balls in terms of free kicks and corners than James. He scores from corners too.
Oh yeah, he
James
scores
never
from
does
corner,
that.
yeah.
Again,
So this is a situation where I'll treat it like the Machado Mojica situation, where give them 45 minutes each. Just how he gave Machado 45 minutes against Brazil. And Machado, I would say defensively, Machado held it down.
Yeah.
The first 45 minutes, he was out of breath. What does Lorenzo do? He switches him, puts Mojica, kind of seals the game against Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Why not treat Quintero and James, like give them the same treatment? Why like stop treating James like this golden child?
Yeah.
His time has passed.
Again, so we both like the call up for Quintero to the national team. We just want to see him get more minutes.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So now going from Quintero, not Diaz, but James, the other number 10 we have. I guess you want to talk about James with Leon so far?
Yeah, man. I think James is now being in the limbo. Came into Leon, they loved him. Started the season really well, can't deny that. Ends the season really bad, but really, really bad. And again, has started this season not so good. Only in 5 games, only 1 goal, no assists, and that goal was through a penalty. So, yeah, like yes, you can argue that when James throws in the Colombian jersey, he's somebody else. He becomes more empowered. But I don't know. I feel like
we feel as though like teams already have a game plan for Colombia.
Yes.
We ran Colombia with James and all those guys to the absolute limit, getting to the Copa America final, 28 games unbeaten. But since the Copa America final, teams have a game plan. Colombia, and because of that, you look at the results. Colombia, apart from beating Argentina and Chile, they have 2 wins, which is like the fewest amount of wins any team has since the Copa America, I feel.
Right.
And we keep having the same game plan, not changing anything. We still have James in there.
Right. So
We need to, instead of running...
one thing I notice is James is not a guy to be played to use for a final, and it's almost like every game after the Copa America final, including the Copa America final, the teams that we've played have faced Colombia like if it's the final, like if it's a final, because it is the final games of the final legs of the qualifiers. James for the final, he's never been a guy to call up for the final. In almost all of the trophies that he's won for the Champions League, they never used him for the final. James, I could even argue that James doesn't know how to play finals. This is a guy who managed to fit his way in and mislead everybody.
Again, it's the same trajectory or the same pattern, right? James goes to a team, they start playing very well. We saw with Leon, we saw with Everton, we saw with Colombia. He goes to the national team, they build their identity around him, and they start playing well. Everton was top of the Premier League, Leon was top of Mexico, Colombia was 28 games unbeaten. But eventually, teams adjust and they neutralize James, and what happens? Everton becomes a mid-table team again. Leon, they get knocked out in the first round of playoffs in the quarterfinals, with James playing terribly. And then with Colombia, they have the worst record since the Copa America. Colombia has to change their identity to take away James and put in Diaz or somebody else as the offensive centerpiece.
Right. And I feel like with Lorenzo, this is not going to change, because it seems like after World Cup, Lorenzo's not going to be our coach anymore. So he's not planning for the future, which is hurting us, which is going to hurt us. It's not hurting us yet. It's going to hurt us. He's not planning for the future, and him along with James, this is the last year. I can't see James playing in the next qualifiers. And maybe in the beginning, but I cannot see him playing in the next Copa America for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he needs to, I don't know, we need to sign a petition. See what happens.
The thing is, James is okay for being a squad player. No one denies that. But he has to stop being the most important player.
Yes, they're giving him too much importance. And what happens, like you said, teams know how to read us already. They know that through James, there's a wide open gap that you could easily pass through James, and James is not going to take the ball away from you. He's going to just scare you, but that's about it. So you could easily run through James, walk through James, jog through James, and that's where it seems where teams create most of the plays through.
And it's funny because I've seen James run and go after balls, so he does have the want to do it, but he just doesn't have the ability to do it.
Right. But I don't even think it's the that he wants to.
Or that you think they're telling him.
Yeah.
It's just like it's not a modern style of football where everyone attacks and defends.
Yeah.
Like we see from PSG or we see from the top teams. And that's just weighing us down.
Right. And I mean, like, he's 34 years old, but that shouldn't be an excuse. Like, Salah's 33, a year younger, and this Salah be running like crazy. Lewandowski, I think, is older. He be running like crazy.
Yeah, so again, like with James, hopefully they give the start to Quintero, or we get to see a whole midfield lineup of Rios, Castaño, Lerma, and maybe with John Arias as the centerpiece. So again, not wanting to stay too long on James, let's continue, and let's go to the forwards, and let's go to Colombia's best player right now, pretty much the face of the national team, even though the game plan says otherwise. Luis Diaz.
Luis Diaz. There's what's there to say? What isn't there to say about him? It seems like when we even mention like not even like when we mention Colombia as a whole, like Luis Diaz is one of the faces of Colombia. Aside from our music singers, Luis Diaz is the face of Colombia.
Right now, again, going from Liverpool, a big team, a historic team, to another historic team, Bayern.
Yeah.
2 games so far in the Bundesliga, already got 2 goals, 2 assists.
Yeah.
100% of minutes so far.
And remember when I said that James doesn't know how to play finals? Luis Diaz knows how to play finals. He just played the Super Cup and he scored.
He scored in every Super Cup, right?
in almost every Super Cup that he's played. I think there's been one Super Cup where he didn't score, but he's played in five or six Super Cups, and he scored in all.
Yeah.
Or is it four?
He scored with 2 in Colombia,
Yeah,
junior.
Junior.
1 with Porto,
Portugal.
where he scored, and with Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Oh no, Liverpool he won. I don't know if he scored.
Won. Yeah, I don't know.
And then with no, Liverpool didn't play. And then with Bayern, he
so
scored.
Four Super Cups.
Yeah, and again, like, people are going to be like, oh, well, what about the Champions League in the Copa America? Well, in the Copa America, the face of that team, the whole MVP of the Copa America was who? James. So it's James has to be with the most responsibility, with the most weight.
I'm glad that now the fans know, because not many, I guess, many just watch soccer and don't really like analyze it. I'm glad that now fans know that Colombia plays for James, and it will be great. Like, we don't even need Colombia to play for Diaz. Diaz against Argentina, he did that goal himself. If Colombia plays for Colombia, that would benefit us immensely. And since Colombia plays for James, we're having these results, because it's proven in every game that we've either tied or lost. That's
and again, like you said, Luis Diaz, you give him the ball and you just watch him do it. Imagine if Colombia actually gave him more support, right? Like I said, with the left back, if we had Angulo that can potentially help Diaz on the left side, and instead of Diaz going up against 3 defenders constantly, it's maybe 1 or 2 defenders, and it's going to create more openings for him. This is a player that people give him the expectation where he has to do everything by himself, and if he doesn't score, then Diaz, you're bad. But like, you have to look at it like he's doing it by himself.
Right, and I guess it's important to notice that when it's always 2 defenders that guard Diaz. It's always 2, and then with James in the game, it becomes 3 defenders that guard Diaz. Why do they need to guard James? You get me? Like,
yeah.
So with Colombia playing more for Colombia and not for James, Diaz doesn't need Colombia to play for him. He would be perfectly alright if Colombia just plays for Colombia, because now it becomes it's almost like he's playing with a burden behind him.
Yeah. Again, so Diaz so far won a DFL Super Cup, scoring in it. 3 goals, 2 assists in 4 games with Bayern Munich. He does have misses, but again, he's still producing more than the amount of games he's played so far. And again, I would argue he's easily like one of the top 3 Colombians so far this season with Rios and Munoz. Yeah. Definitely should get called up, definitely a starter. And he's on his way to becoming arguably the greatest Colombian in Europe.
Yeah, and the best thing about Diaz is it doesn't matter how bigger he gets, he always loves to assist. So he's not a greedy player. If he sees that he has a teammate open, he would pass it. So that's where Colombia is falling short now in our attack, in our number 9.
I mean, he's also like versatile. He could play left wing, he could play striker, right? Again, this is Colombia's best player right now.
Yeah, and then he left an elite club to join another elite club.
And again, transfer market has a 70 million. He's the most expensive Colombian as of now. Still only 28 years of age. So we're going to have him at least for like 2 to 3 more years at this level. And I don't think there's nothing much more to be said about Diaz. So let's continue.
No, that's it.
And we're going to a player that, a forward that I don't know if he should have been called up, Yamiton Campas.
So again, last year, I
Oh,
think he had all the merits. Or 2 years.
So you think this is one of those calls of delay?
Delay, yeah.
Okay.
So last year he had all the merits. He was breaking, he was scoring goals or at least having assists, in the Argentinian league, and I don't know what happens. This year 5 appearances, no goals, no assists.
71% of minutes played. So he's a starter, but his production has gone down. What they won, I believe, with Rosario Central, they won the Copa de Argentina, right?
Yes.
But that was like years ago. That was like a
Yeah.
year ago, 2 years.
And he was there.
No, he was there. But again, recently he hasn't been really playing well.
Yeah, so I don't understand what's going on.
Uh,
I do have my own conspiracy theory that I will talk about maybe in another
video.
And it has to do with players about to be sold.
Right.
It seems like he might be sold to another team. So I guess that's why they
Right.
called him. And I think it's a team in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. So again, we'll get to that in another video. But for right now, Campas, we don't think that he should have been called up. Continuing with John Arias, who went from being one of the best players in South America, arguably the best Colombian so far in South America, to the Wolves in the Premier League.
Wolverhampton.
3 games in the Prem, 51% of minutes played, where they were unable to win, right?
Yeah.
I believe in the Carabao Cup, though, they did win that game.
They turned the game around.
And it's funny because even though the results aren't there for Wolves, Arias has been doing good.
Yeah, he has been getting good ratings.
I remember he has dribbles, he has passes, where he does he's not getting the goals and assists, but he's not really that.
Right. Well, to be honest, in the first 2 games, they put him in a position that
They play against City too, right?
exactly. Yeah, and his rival was City.
Yeah, and they put him off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
The last 2 games, especially the last one against Carabao Cup, where he started the whole game.
So he's now. I think the coach is now understanding him.
He's a starter.
He's a starter at least.
And this is a guy that's very, despite being Colombian, he's good at taking penalties. And he it's weird because I feel like he's one of those few players that he can get those stats, but he can also, you don't need to look at him through stats. He can also just play football.
Yes.
Right.
No, like this is a guy where just by watching him, you can see you can see what he does.
Right. Even if you take away the stats, which he's not having the stats right now, which I think will eventually come. He passes the eye test of being a footballer.
Right. Like look at what he did in the Club World Cup.
That in the Club World Cup, right? Guided Fluminense, the only non-European team to make the semifinals, and he finished in the team of the tournament.
Yeah. And Fluminense did not want to sell him. They increased his salary. The fans even cried.
Right. He's a legend for their club.
Yeah, he's a legend for the club. He gave them the Libertadores that they never had.
And in 2023, where I think he was snubbed for being the South American Player of the Year, honestly. I think he was better than Herman Cano, personally.
Yeah.
And he helped them he got the bronze bronze ball for being the 3rd best player in the Club World Cup.
In the Club World Cup.
Prior to this other one.
Yeah.
And in the Copa Sudamericana, he scored a brace against Liga de Quito to win it.
Right.
Again, this is a player that it was long overdue for him being in Europe. He's still only 27 years of age, so he still has a bit of years where he can potentially make a move to another league.
I think Wolf bought him in his prime. Like this is his prime, and this is a guy who looks hungry. Like in every game, you can see his passion. You can see his passion to play.
Hopefully, Lorenzo does give him more importance in the national team. He seems to be a player that's, caring more about being make up for the lack of defense that James has. And when he does that, he loses his offensive importance. Hopefully, Lorenzo gives Arias more of the ball. Right. And I feel like if you do that, you're going to see more of what made Arias special at Fluminense.
Right.
So I guess just to continue on, we both agree that he should have been called up. And again, he's definitely one of Colombia's better players. He needs to throw us. He needs to throw us another player that got called with delay. When he should have been called up, he didn't get called up or didn't even get any minutes. And now, when he's not playing well, he gets called up.
Although I do believe these two teams, Bolivia and Venezuela, are the perfect teams for Marino because he has the ability to run fast and
to dribble
and dribble. And if the opponent hides all the way in the back, Marino's definitely one to let loose.
Right, he can go and win one-on-ones, win a penalty maybe.
And he's not a player that's greedy either. He likes to assist. So I'm confident he will get subbed in. Like I can't see him being a starter, but he probably will get subbed in.
He's definitely gonna make at least one appearance, right? Definitely.
So let's see. I think this is his chance. So I'm not mad that he got called up, but there is somebody that has the merits over him right now, currently speaking.
So again, 76% of minutes so far with Atlético Nacional in Colombia, and he was a part of the Libertadores run to the round of 16, although they got eliminated early. Him missing a penalty too.
Right.
But again, when he was at his best, he was easily one of Colombia's best wingers.
Right.
And I still think 23 years of age, there's still some potential for him to go to Brazil, Portugal.
So Brazil wants him and Argentina wants him. Fluminense wanted him, but I guess it was too expensive. Boca Junior is not interested in him.
Yeah, and again, this is a player that I thought he should have been better if he got caught up when he was actually better at his peak. But again, that's Lorenzo. He calls up people with delays. We'll get into other people that we think should have been called up, but let's continue. With John Cordoba, a player that he's sort of become a Duvan Zapata. A player that, starts off well. We saw Zapata score those 2 goals in the Copa America in 2019 against Qatar and Argentina, and now we're seeing the same thing with Cordoba. Scored in the Copa America, but as of late.
Right, he played well in the Copa America. And
replacing Santos Bordet, who we didn't want to see.
But then somehow started missing goals under the net, like literally, Darwin style.
Yeah, against Bolivia, and again, James had a good performance that game. He created this beautiful pass, this chance for Cordoba, and Cordoba misses it against Bolivia. Against Ecuador, I don't know how he missed the goal.
And then he kind of undid his mistake by getting Ecuador a red card.
Yeah, he did. He did get a red card.
But then sometimes, getting the goal is more important than anything.
Which is honestly baffling to me because, if I'm a defender and I'm playing against Colombia and I see Cordoba is a striker, I'm gonna let him kick because most likely he's gonna miss. So I think that was a stupid red card to get by King Cabe, but whatever.
Yeah.
Cordoba for me, it sucks because Colombia doesn't really have a number 9 that's like 100%.
And I think just like Zapata, his chances are decreasing. He might be erased just like Duvan Zapata.
And Muriel were
and Muriel, who went on like a 7-game streak without scoring any goal.
Yeah, so again, Cordoba, I think his time with the national team is done. I don't think he should have been called up. But the question is, who do you call up then? Because we don't have any strikers.
But we do have a striker in the making, and that's not Duran.
Right. Let's go. He's in Sporting in Portugal by the name of Luis Suarez.
El Samario Luis Suarez.
The real Luis Suarez. He was banging in goals with Almeria last season in the 2nd division of Spain. Makes a move to Sporting in Portugal
to replace Gyökeres,
who now is in the Premier League. In 4 appearances, 98% minutes played so far, 2 goals, 2 assists. Unfortunately, he lost the Portuguese Super Cup to Benfica.
But he was subbed in. He wasn't a starter.
He was subbed in. But again, like with the amount of goal involvement so far, he's been doing good.
2 goals, 2 assists.
Yeah, and for me, this is taking away Duran, who I think his career is collapsing.
Mm-hmm.
Suarez, even though he's 27 years of age, he's in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the number 9 that
Colombia should have called, because he did have merits when he was the top scorer for the second division.
Yeah, I think when they did call him up, he was on the wing, so they played him out of position, right, against Peru,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I think against Peru, he was played on the left wing, not as a striker, which didn't make any sense to me.
This. Hopefully Lorenzo puts, because there's some players that can't play a different position,
like Diaz can, but Suarez,
exactly. Like not many could, and at least Suarez now has more like Suarez. I feel like he has more confidence.
Yeah.
And hopefully he does something, because Suarez hasn't missed these chances that Cordoba has missed. So, So he has
more leeway right now.
He has more ammunition.
And let's see if he can make the most of his chances. I do think he's going to be starting at least one of these games. Mm-hmm. I'd be surprised if he doesn't start.
Right.
Because again, who's he competing against? Cordoba? No. So Suarez definitely being in Europe, banging in goals, getting assists, and
which league you think is harder, Portuguese or Russian?
Oh no, definitely Portugal.
So so he has already more weight on top of
what Cordoba's done.
Cordoba. And which league you think is harder? The Spanish second division?
No, Portugal.
No, Spanish second division or Russia.
Oh, probably Spanish second division.
Yeah, so look at that. Like 2 leagues. Like he's already played in 2 leagues above the Russian league.
Yeah. So again, definitely should be given this chance. I do like the call up. I'm happy he got called up. Hopefully they put him as a striker. Hopefully they put him as a starter. And yeah. So let's continue on with the last forward and the last person that got called up. The all-time leading goal scorer for Colombia in football history.
The alcoholic Dairon Moreno.
Yeah, I'm astonished he got called up, but I'm not against it because Colombia don't really have anyone that. Who would you call up as a striker over Moreno?
Right now, he's the goal zone love with him. He's sweet for goals. This is a player that has had a bad reputation.
Right, with the drinking. I mean, he had his chances in prior cycles, in prior call-ups, and he didn't make the most of it. But right now, Colombia is in dire need of goals, or at least goals from a striker. Because Colombia do score, but they need goals from a striker. And Dairo Moreno is someone that is scoring a lot of goals in Colombia.
He has 8 goals in the Copa Sudamericana.
I think he's the leading goal scorer.
Yeah, he's the leading goal scorer
in the Sudamericana.
And then I think this is where I guess I have to give Lorenzo credit, because Lorenzo said that he wasn't going to call anybody that played in the Colombian league, because the Colombian league
it was a low level.
Was doing bad. Because Colombian league always does bad in international competitions. Now him being the top goal scorer
with 8 goals
in the international competition,
and we saw against Huracan away, he dropped in a brace.
Yeah, look at that. So this is a guy who, again, 39 years old. Many will be erased by then, but if you're not Messi or Cristiano,
it's crazy how Falcao has injuries, but for the most part he's taking care of himself, not drinking. This guy drinking,
and he's never been injured. Only once in his whole career.
He's in better form, better shape than Falcao.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, this guy is in a crystal. He's in easily.
He's playing his again. He's I guess what you call it a swan song. He's somebody that if you have a problem with him getting called up, I have to ask you, who would you call up? There's not really many names for him.
Exactly.
Again, I'm still astonished he got caught up because I didn't think it was gonna happen, but As you said, he performed internationally with Once Caldas, scored against Argentina in Huracan. And we'll see if he gets his opportunity to play. I would not be against him starting. Or if it's either him or Suarez, who would you rather have as a starter?
None. I want. Like, I think one. I think this is. I think there's a lot to be interpreted by this decision, which is doesn't matter your age. It just matters your dedication and your love for the game. Because he even said it. Like he as long as he's playing, he always has hopes about being called up. And he says when he retires, he aspires to become part of the Colombian, to work for the Colombian.
Staff, the manager,
the staff. So this is definitely an eye opener. Should be an eye opener for John Duran, which I don't even think he even cares, but he should care because. How you let
39-year-old
a guy twice your age,
an alcoholic twice your age,
get caught up, and there's nothing about he's not even an alcoholic. He's just a guy who loves to party, just like Ronaldinho in his time, Ronaldo in his time, Romario in his time, Maradona in his time. This guy just likes to have a good time at night, and that's like who is anybody to tell you how to live your life. He still works out. He still trains, and look, he's still scoring goals. And then there's a lot of people that don't party and can't even do this, don't drink and can't even do this. So here we go. Here we are.
My only concern with Daniel Moreno is the manager actually going to give him playing time? We saw with Hinestrosa in last call-ups that when he was in form, he didn't get any playing time whatsoever. Or at least off the bench.
Right.
Dairo Moreno, is he going to be there or is he going to be sent to the tribuna? Right. Is he going to be on the bench?
Because Lorenzo is stubborn that he just calls people just to please the public, but doesn't change his playing style, doesn't change his decision making when it comes to subs. So did he just get called up to please us, or is he going to get playing time?
Right. So okay. I'm not against the call up at all. I'm just curious to see what the manager does. Does he start him next game, or who's gonna start? Is it him or Suarez? Are both of them gonna play at the same time? We'll see. So that's pretty much all of the call ups. I guess we have 4 names for you 4 forwards that potentially could have gone caught up. First one being Cucho Hernandez.
I feel like Cucho needs to prove himself more. I don't know. I saw a couple opportunities that he missed, and you got people like Casiera that I'm pretty sure is in there, but yeah, if he's not scoring, he should be at least getting assists or something.
Yeah, so far with Betis this season, 4 games, he hasn't gotten any goal involvements. Mm-hmm. I think today he had his worst performance with Betis. And he's been given chances to play with the national team, but he hasn't done anything with those chances, unfortunately. Some, because of against Bolivia, he was played out of position, but I do believe he was given a chance against...
Not Bolivia.
No.
Peru, was it?
Peru, yeah, he was played out of position one game. I think another game he was the striker, but again...
Oh, yeah, but in Bolivia.
Yeah, he was in the striker. He was like the left... He put on the wings. Yeah. But again, he's been given chances... But unfortunately, he hasn't done anything with those chances. Mm-hmm. And even worse, he doesn't... Like, at least Cordoba shows up. He misses, but he shows up. You can tell.
Right. Like, he creates at least an opportunity.
He has an opportunity, right? Cucho hasn't been given any opportunity, and he's not good enough to win an opportunity. I mean, Advincula, who's twice his age, he's 26, twice his age, Cucho couldn't beat Advincula.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like... And it's like, okay, it's understandable if you don't play that position, but at least do something.
Yeah, so again, given his recent form and his history with the national team, is not a surprise he didn't get called up. And it's sad because I like Cucho a lot, but here we go. Like, again, he needs to do more with Betis. And when he's given the chance with Colombia, has to do something with it.
Right.
Hasn't done anything, so that's why he didn't get called up. So it's not really a surprise.
Right.
So continue on let's go with Mateo Casiera, another striker. Also in the same league as John Cordoba.
Not sure why he stopped getting called up. because I was to assume if Cordova was missing all of this, Cordova's replacement could have easily been Mateo Casera, that was the lead, the top scorer 2 seasons
In
ago,
Russia, yeah.
in Russia. And look, 6 games, 6 appearances, 4 goals already.
And only 50% minutes played.
Yeah, and only 50% of minutes played. So that's and not sure what Casera has done to Lorenzo.
He was getting called up consistently before the Copa America, but once the Copa America happened, like, he didn't get called up there.
Yeah.
And since then, he hasn't been called up at all. And I think he's someone that definitely should be given a chance over Cordoba. Right?
And only 28 years old.
He's somebody that I noticed the goals he scores. He scores ugly goals, right? Diaz scores beautiful goals. This guy scores ugly goals, which I think is something Colombia needs. Like, if the ball, he's like in the right position to score goals. He knows how to position himself.
Yeah.
And
so, like, he knows how to read the game.
Yeah. And again, against Ecuador, maybe a goal's right there,
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of everyone. He's right there. Chuck it in.
Right. Well, in that, also Dairo
went on too, right?
Yeah, also knows how to read the game.
So I would personally, I think we would agree, take out Cordova and put in Casera as a
Yeah.
striker, and we will have him, Dairo Moreno, and Luis Suarez as strikers.
All I have to say is I'm 100% certain that Cordova is gonna play. If Cordova does not make a goal against Bolivia and Venezuela, I think his time is up.
Yeah, definitely.
I think, and then that space should be given to Casera or this other player that we're about to mention.
So you want to go with Johan Carbonero?
Yeah, Carbonero.
Or he's more of a winger, not a striker. So I would like to see him be over Campas. 25% minutes played so far in Brazil, only 2 goals. But
he's playing in the hardest league, the top 3 leagues. I think the Brazilian league is top 3 in the whole world, maybe top 4, but definitely not under that.
He did win. Did he win a title in Argentina?
Yeah, again with Racing, he won the Sudamericana.
Right. So he's with Quintero.
Yeah, with Quintero and Roger Martinez.
And right now with Internacional, this is a team. They're still in the Libertadores or no? I'm not quite certain. But again, Carbonero is one of those wingers in South America that Colombia has. I rate him more than Edwin said today. I rate him more than a Duvan Vergara. And I do rate him higher than Yamiton Campas. He does have more goal output right now. But watching him play, I do believe he does have, I guess, a higher eye test rating than those other players I just mentioned. I would rather see him than Campas in the national team.
Is that sadly Carbonero's case is that he gets injured easily too.
Like Luis Sinisterra too, another player that gets injured a lot.
I think it's over for Sinisterra. Like I think he gets injured more than Carbonero.
But I actually have someone, or we have someone that Kevin Serna. I rate him higher than Carbonero actually.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets called up in these next games, because since the coach takes an eternity to call up players that put in the good work, deserve the merit to get called up.
Yeah. Hopefully he's playing this good when he does get called up. Hopefully it's not a call with delay. Right? I mean, so far 50% minutes played in 20 games, but 3 goals, 2 assists, and he's been, after Arias left, he's kind of been carrying the spark for
they wanted to sell him thinking because they needed somebody to fill in Arias' position he's been coming in. Again,
it's baffling that he doesn't get over Campas. Campas, he has the physical traits over him, like he's faster. I feel he has more of a nose for a goal, and I just feel he has more of a physical presence too. He's only 27 years of age, so he still has time to get called up. But I definitely would have rather seen Serna or Carbonero instead of Campas.
Right.
So I guess, again, with Serna, hopefully he does eventually get called up, because Peru does want to call him up too. They have to nationalize him, of course. And I think it would be a mistake to let Peru get him instead of Colombia. Right? So, all in all, for the most part, the call-ups were good, but there were players that we would have rather seen, right? Take out Cordoba, take out Campas, take out Carrascal, right? Maybe put in your Asprilla, put in Serna, and put in a Casiera,
Yeah.
right? You could argue Mina should have been taken out for
Right.
Johan Romania, right? So really,
Romania, yeah.
Romania. So 4 players would have taken out, right? Mina, what was his name? Carrascal, Campas, and
Cordoba.
And you replace it with Serna, Romania, Asprilla, and a Casiera. So for the most part, I think there were positives. 4 changes. We will be making more videos in the future.
Yes.
We're gonna be talking about with the opinions of Argentina, the great neighbor to Colombia, what they think about Colombian footballers in their league. And again, we'll be making more content in the future. So if you like the video, guys, share it with somebody you think will find it interesting.